Yep. Let me clear my fucking throat. All right.
Leave it in.
Here, you can put this one in. Okay, let's go.
Hey, Art here, and
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. This is another episode of Rinse Do number 2. I'm Stacy. That's Art. And while we're being quarantined right now, we're doing a little bit of something with our time. So we figured we would go ahead and start a little podcast.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. We're going to release the new episodes pretty soon. And we hope you like them. But we're just going to be talking about things that are going on right now. And, you know, it's we're just going to roll with it and see what happens.
Yeah, so what's been going on with you this week, man? I know that a lot of places are closed right now, but you're still working, correct?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Yeah, they consider it a necessity business. Now, I saw something this week on the live that John mentioned that they were actually taking like doctor's appointments and stuff now.
Oh yeah, primary care and urgent care. So it's certain things, you know, we're almost like a hospital but we're concierge medicine. So it's pretty cool. We can do so much. It's amazing what they do there. But
Right, that's cool. So I don't think that many people were maybe aware of that aspect, because I saw like some weird story this past week of a woman that passed away pretty abruptly. It was in another country, but they were doing like the telephone, the audio, the video type of doctor's appointments. And when she finally came up for her doctor's appointment, they refused to see her. There was just some automatic recording. And so rather than her seek out some other care, she got denied that care. And next thing you know, she just was gone. So I don't know if there was maybe anything that they could have done, but at least don't have me waiting all this time for you to tell me that you can't do anything for me. You know, that was pretty sad. That was a pretty sad little thing, but it's really different in a lot of countries right now. They don't have the ability to leave their homes.
yeah, we've got telemedicine, so we can do medical provider consults, like what we're doing right now on FaceTime, you know, or Skype, and you know they can actually see a doctor and they can ship the prescriptions just to help people out. I mean, you don't even have to go out. Right now, we can't go out on certain places, so. I mean, it's lifesaver to be able to get your medication, and not just again like it's primary care, so it's not just like regular Titan therapies. It's like, you know, you've got blood pressure medicine you need, you know, things like that, diabetes, you know, you need your medication, but you have to see the medical provider first. There's a process. It's a medical clinic, so that's what we do. We're just trying to help people get through all this craziness, you know, and that's one of the topics we're going to talk about today is depression and dealing with what's going on with all this just madness.
Yeah, so that's what's been going on with you. You're just staying pretty busy then, huh?
Yeah, for work, yeah. Whenever I get off, though, it's like I didn't really go out that much. Like I said, I used to just like to go to bars and buy shots to random strangers and all that good stuff. Like now, I didn't do it that much, but now I've kind of have the urge to, even though I didn't that much, and now it's just like, oh, you know.
I left the house yesterday just in an effort to. Like, I had to run errands, but I just felt like I just needed to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm on board with the whole stay-at-home thing. I'm just leaving for pure necessities, which I think right now we're looking at it like that's not a luxury. But if you put it in comparison to some of the other states and what's going on, New York, I know that they're kind of hammering down a little bit more in parts of California, and they just passed. My dad's from the Philippines. I'm half Filipino, and they just passed this order to shoot anyone that goes out in public.
What?
That's in the Philippines right now. That's what the president just passed. So we're not considering the ability to be in our yard a luxury, but guess what? In some countries right now, it is. It's a luxury to even be able to go to the store right now. So
I actually just saw a story on one of the podcasts that we listen to, and they were showing video of like these. I think it was in China or South Korea, where these officers are going around and they're like beating people that are out on the streets, like literally beating them with sticks because they're out.
Man, that's crazy.
And all that. And those are like you know, those are different kinds of countries, and we don't do that kind of thing here. But damn, man, that's how they handle it. That they're just so freaked out about it, and it's crazy, man. This social climate right now. But
Yeah, I think it's a good time to just be a little bit more thankful for our health, but really have to pay attention to that mental health as well. I didn't go anywhere. Like, I just went to a couple places this week, like the post office, so I could mail off the masks that I've been making. If anyone needs a mask, reach out to me. My wait time is moving into 2 weeks pretty quickly. So I just went to the post office to mail those out, and to the grocery store, the little things that I need. Because really there's just such a limit of what's in stock right now. And I don't want to sit here and order some of the food I need, and then you just show up with like 5% of what I need. So I need to go out and hunt, unfortunately. I know that Tampa, it seems like in Tampa, things are not as in stock as they are here in Jacksonville, but you're a little bit more down south as well. So.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm over here in Pinellas, and we've got toilet paper still out. Like, there's baby wipes, toilet paper that's gone. Like, it's like you just can't find it anywhere. But water is fine. Like, there was a shortage of water for a little bit, but right now we're good with that. And Hardy County, where I'm from, like, they've got everything. They don't really have an issue. They barely have a curfew, from what I understand. Like, they're just
right.
They've only had.
I haven't had a hard time finding meats and stuff like that here. But I was talking to Christy the other day, and she mentioned that she was having a hard time getting some of the baking necessities she needed. And those are some of the top things that people grab, is like sugar, flour, I'm not sure if you're familiar with what happened in Venezuela, but in Venezuela, there's people standing in line just to get a thing of flour. I mean, every week they were standing in line to not even know what was the possibility of them getting. It might have just been like some cooking oil or something,
Why? What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Why are they only getting what? Like, is there are they limiting it, or what's going on there?
I'm not. I haven't checked in with it in a while. I'm not sure what's going on. I really don't want to get into the politics of it or anything like that, because there's going to be someone arguing with me in the comments. Let
them argue.
Man.
Bring it on.
Talking about.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
but
positive stuff, guys. Positive stuff. If you want to argue, it's cool, man. But I mean, we're not going to waste any time or effort on negative stuff. I mean, you guys can be keyboard warriors if you want to. We're here for the positive stuff. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue.
You know what?
Just want to say that.
Anymore, when I see something negative written down, my brain only processes enough to see that it's something that doesn't deserve my time, and that's exactly how I look at it. And I just kind of carry on, and I see a lot of people in my comment section when I'm making masks, they want to post a meme, and I'm like, love your meme, bro, telling me that it doesn't work, but I have hospitals purchasing them from me. My aunt is a registered nurse, and she called me because she wanted to purchase some. So really, people are just posting this meme, but they're not posting any other alternative or solution. They're just saying that that's not what they're using, but there's none of this stuff in stock for people to even go out and get. So you're just telling people not to even try. Like, give up. There's no hope for you. So I don't know. I feel some type of way about that.
Dude, it's not a secret that these masks, the cloth masks, will not stop the coronavirus. We know that. But it'll still stop the spread of some germs. I mean, I'm sure, like, right now, if we look at the stats for, like, all the sicknesses and illnesses that you can actually, pass from each other, like, I bet those have gone down like a mofo, in comparison to what they used to be, because everybody's covering up now. So, regular illnesses.
And they're saying, like, cough into your elbow and stuff like that, and it's like, why don't I just have a double layer of cloth over my face, that can provide some extra protection from, you can still catch colds, you can still catch other things of that nature right now. So, yeah. Okay. I told a guy this week, I was like, look, it's not your decision to decide. If you don't want to wear shoes, I don't care. If you don't want to wear a condom, I don't care. If it's cold outside and you don't want to wear a jacket, okay. It's like, people can't have an opinion without everyone else on the fucking planet agreeing with them. Like, okay. Like, that's literally my, response is, all right, let's carry on. I could see stuff I don't like and not have to fight and argue with everyone.
Those three things that you can't really argue is like politics, religion, and one other thing, I forget what it is, but like if you try to argue that with anybody, all you're gonna do is just spin your wheels, man. You're not gonna change anybody's mind on those two. And I forget what the
Yeah, if you're not having sex with me though, I really don't feel like you're not gonna get into an argument with me, because I'm not gonna give you like any of that energy. Like, are you sleeping with me or paying my bills? Are you my best friend? No. Okay, bye.
So here's something that I heard earlier today. Somebody told me regarding like the scarcity, just all this crap with like the stores and stuff. So apparently, like dairy farms, they're actually having to throw out their milk. Like they have to dump it because we're only like allowing a certain amount of like products to the public. So like they're actually losing stock. And it's kind of jacked up that, just because of all this craze and hoarding and shit that people have been doing, and having a limit, like we're having to do that kind of thing, man. It's crazy. It's like,
yeah, and even for some of these people out of work right now, if you're out of work right now and it's killing you, I know the unemployment thing right now, filing for unemployment's really tough, but if you're out of work and it's really hurting you, find some of these places that are in extremely high demand. There's delivery services. You could drive Uber. I'm sure Amazon's super busy. I'm sure Walmart, any of these places that are deemed a necessity right now, they probably need help. And maybe it's not what you want to do, but you got to do what you got to do when we're in this sort of predicament, I don't think, not necessarily like a beggar can't be a chooser, but, take that pride and put it to the side, because this life that you've built for yourself, it's crazy how easily a lot of these things can come crashing down, and that there's an ends to a mean, and that's just for you to be able to take care of yourself, have what you need, and there's not really anything beneath me. I drive Uber. And I can deliver food, but right now I also have a sewing business and I coach a little bit on the side. So I have different avenues of where money can flow into me. Do you have any other things like that in your life? Or, I know Titan keeps you pretty busy.
Yeah, they do. But I also, I do website work on the side, excuse me.
Right.
And I help people, with things like that, a lot of technical stuff. Right now, that keeps you pretty busy right now, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing because I'm lucky to keep working still. But yeah, I've got like the skills and resources to be able to work online, so I'm lucky in that thing. But if I had to, I would drive Uber, man, for sure. I'd do whatever the hell I had.
Yeah, and I also think if you're someone that has this time off right now, do that thing that you've been wanting to invest your time in that you haven't had time to do, whether it's like increasing your level of knowledge or working on a particular skill. I've always been able to buy something, invest into something, a very small amount of money, and every single one of my hobbies in my life has always turned into something that I could profit from. It's not always a good thing, but it has served me in a lot of ways.
So, actually, I didn't know that you did the Uber driver thing. So, have you ever had any crazy stories from that?
I figure we'll get into that on another time, because I can talk forever about that. But yeah, I've had some really interesting experiences. Maybe we'll talk about that on the next show if you want. But I started doing that last year when I hurt my foot. And I needed to just kind of be off of my feet and let myself heal. And also, it was during a time when I was still recovering financially from the loss of my breakup and someone moving out. So that was like a loss of income. And then my son's father stopped paying rent. So I was like, I need money now. What can get me money now? And with the way Uber works, this time structure of being able to set your own hours, clock out if you need to, it still gives me the ability to be the mom that I want to be. And that's number one to me. That is number one to me in my life, being able to be here for my son. And Uber kind of gives me that ability. I could work all night long if I wanted to. I mean, it's a little bit different right now because no one's really kind of going out, you know? So that's when my sewing kind of takes over. But being able to juggle lots of different things right now is really good. I have had some interesting, crazy experiences. But for the most part, I didn't anticipate liking it as much as I do, which is the funny thing. But it's a very intimate experience. And I see all these stupid memes all the time where people are talking about when my Uber driver doesn't talk to me, I give them 5 stars. Well, you know, like, when people get in the car with me, you know, I know when they don't want to have a conversation, and I know when they do. So I always ask how they're doing.
That's like, that's very important because like there's sometimes I want to talk. A lot of the times it's just like, please don't talk to me. But I don't ever want to be rude about it. But like, I think there's an option that can you do that? Like to just silent ride or something like that?
In certain places you can, if you take like a premium type of ride, I know that they give you the ability to kind of mark it as you don't want to be talked to or whatever, which I don't know. I think that's, I think it's a little fucked up, honestly. When people get in the ride with me, more so I'm asking them questions about their day and who they are. Or, you know, they ask me questions or it just depends. I'm pretty good when it comes to conversation. I can go on, but, you know, you're picking up people who are either going out on a date, and sometimes people are like, I'm like, how was dinner? And they're like, oh, it was our anniversary dinner. And I'll just ask how long they've been together or how they met, you know, and people generally want to talk about themselves. They do. So you can post that meme all you want, but I know you want to talk about yourself.
So people in Jacksonville, just so you guys know, you guys can get an Uber and get Stacy, you know, if you're lucky.
Hey, look, let me tell you, some people have like requested an Uber and I pulled up and they were like, holy shit. They open up the door and they're like, holy shit, is this for real? And I'm like, yeah, what's going on? And they're like, I follow you on Instagram. I'm like, cool, get in, let's go for a ride, you know? And, so it's been a really cool opportunity to meet new people and then also run into people and, check in with sometimes I pick up my friends and I'm like, where are you going, buddy? You know?
I mean, you do what you got to do. That's why it's one of the reasons we named this podcast Rents Due, man. Because
hey, when the rent's due, I go to work. It don't matter what it is, and you know, I gave up a career years ago because it didn't serve me emotionally, it didn't serve me physically, and it didn't serve me at the level financially that it really should have. And that was me working in the construction field, moving into you know, I'd worked in it for 5 years, came back after 2 years, and they wanted me to take over a division when someone was retiring. The guy that trained me, he was going to retire, so they wanted me to work side by side with him and just kind of take in all of the rest of his knowledge. And it was just, I function better when I'm able to be in charge of what I do because there's no limitations. And so maybe it hurts me a little bit, maybe it doesn't, but at least I don't have someone telling me when I can use the restroom. Because I'll fucking pee on myself right in front of you and be like, is this what you want? Is this your fetish? Now I gotta go home and get some pants, motherfucker.
mandatory pee breaks for Stacy if you ever hire her, so don't forget.
My bladder is like so tiny, you know? I don't even know if I have one. No, but, you know, I understand businesses that have to put limitations on things because people aren't always responsible enough to govern themselves in that special way. But I am. I've been my own boss for a long time. And if anything, I'm probably worse on myself than other people have been, you know? Honestly, shit's got to be done. Boom.
Oh, yeah. Man, it's so hard. Like, I've got friends that are trying to hire right now, and I mean, like, assisted living facilities, like, they cannot keep employees. It's crazy. Like, this is a,
What kind of place is it?
assisted living facility for like elderly, hospice,
Yeah.
things like that. And I actually used to work at a place called Finer in Hardy County. It's the Florida Institute for Neurological Rehabilitation. So you would take care of people that had severely autistic to just severe brain damage, all kinds of stuff, man. And it was pretty rough there, and that was a hard job. I love working.
You know what? Then probably the pay might be a little bit messed up, because people are willing to do stuff for money, but whenever it's just super taxing, especially mentally, physically, and the financial aspect doesn't line up, then it's, at the end of the day, it just doesn't seem like something worth investing your time into,
Exactly what it is. Yeah, right now they're trying to hire, and they're hiring like at $10 an hour starting out. But again, like, this is somewhere where you're in full like care of somebody, so it's not like a regular job. And for $10, I think that's not like something you can find a job better for more, or an easier job for more is what I'm saying, for more pay. So I can see why.
For $10, you're gonna take care of another human being that has like extreme needs. Some people, at the end of the day, some people are just naturally gifted at some things, and some people are just not. And like my mom cleans, and what she can do in like 3 or 4 hours would take me all day, because I have ADD. I have ADD, and if I start cleaning something and then I come across like a costume, probably gonna go in the bathroom and put the costume on and then just start dancing around or something.
Dude, that explains so much of your social media. So much. Wow.
Yeah. So, but my mom cleans very well. I think you really need to understand what your positive traits are, and choose work from that. It's not about, I do try to improve the things that I'm not as good at. So driving Uber does give me a chance to be around people more, because I do stay so isolated majority of my life and time. I really do. And, so at least I'm having interactive experiences with people. I just prefer intimacy, and I don't mean just sex. I'm talking about intimate experiences that are one-on-one with individuals versus something that's a little bit more disconnected, working in an office, etc.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on what you're doing. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like, you want meaningful interactions is what it sounds like.
Yes, but I do like office settings and stuff like that. So if it's not going to be some experience that's, one-on-one and intimate, I don't want to do it. I have different vibes and moments and times when different things work. But like when we do the big expos and stuff like that, if I'm on the other side working, I'm cool. But if I'm just out in public walking around, I'm overwhelmed and tired and exhausted, and just, there's just too much going on around me.
Going back to the whole coronavirus thing, like, we haven't done any events in a long time, man. I used to love doing them, man. We had to cancel so many.
Yeah. Imagine we go through this another month. I'm thinking, as far right now, I do think this is going to continue to increase the longevity of it. But imagine once we go back to life and just being around people again, like that's going to be kind of crazy,
Yeah, it's like a new start. It's going to be like it's like when you go back to school and you see all your friends again. It's like, what?
Yeah, I saw a meme the other day where a guy had like his new outfit picked out. Like he had an outfit laid out. He's ready.
That is adorable. Yeah, I do. That's one thing I do like about what's going on. Like the memes, they're so funny. Like internet culture, man, yeah. They make the funniest things these days.
And, I do think it's really important to keep a sense of humor right now. If you can't laugh right now, then yeah, I mean, it is a really depressive, experience to have right now. Especially, the people that are really, really struggling right now are the extroverted people, the ones that love to be around their friends. They love to go out. They're super active. I have a kid, so my lifestyle's always been a lot different, but a lot of people don't have children, so they depend on that energy around them that nurtures them. It doesn't nurture me. It's parts of it nurture me, I had a phone conversation with my sister this past week, and, she was I'm not trying to put all of her business out there, but you know, she was a little upset that she wasn't able to go out, and yeah, she already works at home, so given the ability to go out a little bit, is that thing that nurtures her. And so I was just explaining to her the difference between what nurtures an introvert versus an extrovert, because we don't always understand each other's worlds because it's not things that we enjoy. And her husband's a little bit more introverted than her. And so not that I side with him, it's just that I understand his experience more. And so I tried to shed some light on that and try to gear her to focus on some of the things that she can do and the options that she does have. And I think that's where you need to pull your mindset into, is not what you can't do right now, but the things that are an option to you right now. So that new skincare regimen that you want to do, or the new skill that you want to learn, or spending more time with your kids, or learn a new fucking language. I'm sure you have. I have fucking 1,000 books that need to be read, you know? There's so much that we can do. Try out a new recipe, you know, whatever. But I just don't think it's a good time to rest, not to be lazy. Those are two very different things.
Yeah, man, I like you said, like I still work, so I go out every day during the week to my job. So, but like if I was home, man, I would definitely be going back to everything that I used to do. I learned how to tattoo from YouTube back in the day, painting, all kinds of stuff, man. As long as I don't fall back, or man, as long as people don't get depressed and then think just to treat it with medication too, because you know alcohol and all that stuff, like it's fun for a little bit, but like if you're using it to treat, you know, the your mindset right now, that's, you know, that could be a tricky thing. That's downhill right there.
Yeah, there was a article saying that the alcohol sales have increased. Now, I agree with them leaving these places open, because people that do drink quite a bit, if you just shut those places down and people can't get their alcohol, they'll die. That's a real serious thing. That's a real serious problem with people that, that's a real serious problem with drinking. You can't just quit cold turkey. It affects your system too poorly. So, but as far as partying goes, that's not really an issue for me. I don't drink. I probably have one drink a month. I walked by the wine section the other day though, and the at a gas station or a store, and I thought about it, how it would be nice to have a glass of wine, but I was just like, nah, you know?
Yeah.
It's very easy to fall into a depression right now. People are worried about their finances. They're worried about the future. They're worried about their health, their family. Everything that you love appears to be at risk right now. Drinking, in my opinion, doesn't help. It can help you relax, but I don't think getting drunk every night is going to help. It wouldn't help a person like me or you.
It's almost like you're treating the symptom of what we're going through, like in this situation. You know, usually people drink just to have fun, but now it's almost like a new hobby they're taking up. So it's not a good hobby to have nowadays, just to kind of like help out, you know, the mindset, because man, like you said, then you become dependent on it or something like that. Then it gets serious, man.
I don't remember exactly what it's called, but you know, when they go into programs, they don't just cut them cold turkey. You know, they have to slowly dial it down. I'm not sure exactly how it works, because drinking has never been a major issue for me. A long time ago, very, very long time ago, I was a drug addict, and I was a very high functioning drug addict though. And it really wasn't from depression. It was more for recreational, and some of it was more for I enjoyed putting my mind into the other realm of yeah. But it would take all the details that I see in life and everything and just kind of blur it a little bit, you know? So I liked what it did to my level of consciousness, not the fact that, like, I was upset that Tom broke up with me. I never dated a Tom, but it was more about, like, just
I'm actually looking at the one of the the National Institute of Mental Health, and they're talking about like treatments and things you can do. There's a lot of medication on here, but there's also ways to kind of combat the depression that's settling into a lot of people right now. Like on here, they've got like it says try to be active and exercise. Try to spend time with, well, you can't do that with the people in your house. Like try not to isolate yourself. I mean, some people are staying with their people are living with their family because you're quarantined together, and just spend time with them. Don't just sit there like all by yourself in the corner.
For myself, the exercise and dieting has always given me like this level of structure. So even if you're not able to be active right now, maybe it'd be a cool time for people to really focus on their diet. Some of the things we eat do cause us to, it does mess with your hormonal system. So is that hurting you if you're already depressed? Yes, but also, referring to Titan, getting your blood work done to see if you have imbalances is important. Titan does that. They can do it right now. As far as not being able to go out in the sun, vitamin D, you can purchase that off of Amazon. Get it delivered.
Speaking of the diet and the healthy eating, every time I go to the store, man, there's fruits and veggies everywhere. All the junk food is getting taken up before the fruits and veggies. Have you seen that?
I haven't noticed that.
Oh, all right. Put it this way: like, say you go to a Winn-Dixie or Publix, go down the soup aisle. All the ramen is completely gone. You go to the produce and all that stuff. There's fully stocked with all the fruits and veggies you could ever want. So you can see where people are picking their priorities over there at the grocery stores. Sadly.
Yeah, I don't buy stuff like that for my home because I know I'll eat it. I don't care how disciplined I am or structured I am. I was shopping at the grocery store this past week, and I looked over in my cart, and I was like, what the hell did I put in there? And then I walked back around and put that shit right back. I was like, no. I put like Oreos in there, and I think I had biscuits in there, and I was like, no, we're not doing this.
I like to stock like the bakery section. I just go over there and I just look around and I eat it with my eyes, man. I love baked goods. I love them so much.
If you can smell something, that's 70% of eating it. Scent is 70% of what you eat.
Oh, wow. What? In what way? You have to explain that one to me.
I mean, you're not getting the calories or anything, but smell plays such a huge role in, somebody's going to Google it and they're going to be like, Stacy, it's 69.999%, not 70. Fuck out of here.
Here's another one. They say after like 3 bites of whatever food you're eating, supposedly like you've already gotten like the maximum flavor out of it that your taste buds can get. After that, you're just it's all going to taste the same.
Yeah, because our tongue only identifies salt, sweet, sour, spicy. That's just all your tongue does. Well, my tongue does other stuff. I'm just kidding. But that's, that your tongue senses that. That's why, like, I don't know if you ever noticed, but if you're eating something specifically, sometimes without even realizing you do it, you'll put it in certain spots of your mouth. Because that's where it hits the hardest, you know what I mean? Like that Dorito. But my son asked me yesterday at dinner, he was like, why don't we eat pizza upside down? Because the flavor's like hitting the roof of your mouth. You're not tasting, anything until you start mashing it.
That is a good point. I'm going to try that tonight. I'm going to go get some pizza and flip that sucker around and see what happens.
Back on the topic of depression, though, you can really work out right now with very limited equipment. I have stayed at hotels before and like sat there and like bench press like the coffee table and shit. So I don't want to hear that people don't have the ability to do it. Maybe you have some distractions that you need to remove, but so we have exercise. You can increase your vitamins. You can switch your diet up to help with your depression. And if you're going through something that's emotionally challenging and you're taking these little aspects and you're not providing yourself with some level of support, it's just going to increase.
Yeah, you got to be able to handle that. You got to really hit it head on. You can't let it get to you, I mean, we still have internet. You can contact somebody, just reach out, use any messenger you can. There's definitely ways to go about it.
I think there's a difference between people that, all right, let me pull myself together for what I'm about to say. But I think there's a difference between people that want to vent on a continuous basis and then actually going to people wanting real solutions and wanting real advice. You know? And if you come to me over and over and over and over and over again, and you have the same issue, eventually I just don't know what people want me to say to them anymore. You know? What are you doing to help? You know?
I know exactly what you mean on that one. Like, I've given out advice and it'll go in one ear and out the other. And I'm an idiot because I keep giving the advice knowing they're not going to take it.
In my opinion, you're the one that's not changing.
Yeah, it's almost like they're training you to be used by them in a way. So you're almost enabling them.
Right. And I think that, I think your habitat is extremely important, for you to be able to feel good and grow, and whatever exists in your ecosystem needs to jive well together. And that consists of the work that you do, the people that you date, your friends. All of those things play such a huge role. And this is a really good time to sit down and evaluate yourself and audit yourself. Why is this thing in my life? Does it serve me? And it's not wrong. It is not wrong to look at your friends and make sure that you're benefiting from them the way that they're benefiting from you as well. You know, you can't be this constant giver and not be someone that receives in return. Because at the end of the day, you're just being bled dry.
Yeah, that's true. And back on the subject of the whole social distancing thing, they've got this thing where you actually have to be 6 feet in the stores, like no matter who you are, or you get dirty looks. Like there's families that live together and travel together, yet when they get to the store, they've got to be separated. So that's kind of dumb and it's kind of fucked up. People look at you all strange.
You can't make everyone happy right now. And people are just looking for an outlet for whatever their experience is, and the fact that they're not happy about their situation. Yeah, everybody needs a scapegoat. When it comes to like depression and sadness, I don't experience it the same way as other people do. I worked really, really hard to consciously train myself for several years. I would say, I don't know how long it took me. It's just something I'm constantly aware of. But I do experience the side effects, but I don't ever feel, it's super, super rare for me to feel defeated. Does that make sense?
Complete sense. I'm the same way. Not much can really get me down, you know?
So I might not feel it emotionally, but I can feel it a little bit physically, like wanting to be lazy or wanting snacks, stuff like that.
Yeah, sometimes you can make that conscious decision to not just be down and stay down, you know? Like just decide it's not going to let you, it's not going to beat you down, you're going to be okay, but it's not always easy.
But I will say that I've learned to accept when I don't feel good and be okay with that, and give myself a moment, give myself time, and ask myself what would make me happy in this moment. Is there something I can do? And it could be something simple like go take a bath or paint my nails or watch a movie. I don't think it has to be like this huge experience of, being able to go to a concert or, go to the beach. You can do really great simple things for yourself at home, like really great self-care.
Oh, hell yeah. There's tons of things to do to take care of yourself at home. So what kind of things are you up to? So what kind of things have you been up to?
I've been watching a lot of animal videos and then like MMA videos. So like 1 minute I'm like, break his fucking nose. And the other moment I'm like, oh, I want to like boop your little snoop, and I'm like, I don't know who I am right now. So, but I find so much relativity when I watch animal videos to the world that exists around us and how fragile the ecosystem is. And, they experience things the same way we do. They're just as savage. So maybe we're out here with our toilet paper going crazy, but have you ever seen an animal when it brings back something it killed to the lion pack, like it's first come, first serve sometimes, and they don't give a shit. And, so we forget we also have this very animalistic side within us as well that is competitive. Because buying the toilet paper is you just competing for survival. That's it. That, like, in their mind, I mean, it's stupid because it's toilet paper. And toilet paper, you can't eat it or anything like that. But in our minds, people are competing for survival.
So yeah, what's happened is we've replaced what was necessary with luxuries. That's why we feel like everything's important, because to us, it is. But in reality, we can survive without that. Problem is, we're just so conditioned to have our comforts as humans, you know?
Right.
And of course, animals don't think about stuff like that. Like, does your Gucci watch or whatever really matter in the grand scheme of things?
One of the interesting things is, like, it wasn't that long ago that we were like, save the turtles, don't get this type of straw. And now we're like, fuck you, get the fucking toilet paper, you know? Like, now our mindset is switched completely into, like, we were trying to protect one species, now we're trying to protect ourselves.
Yeah, that's just social climate, man. Like, we can just give a damn about one thing and then just shift on to the next at the drop of a hat. Our attention spans, man, they are so damn short.
Right. I would say this has really put a lot of things into perspective, especially for me. And starting this project with you has been a lot of fun, and it brings me a lot of joy. So thank you for that. That makes me very happy. Because I feel like I would just be work right now. The demand right now for mass is incredibly high. And I'm just trying to keep up. And, you know, I really want to, I don't want to let people down. I think that's probably one of my small little fears is I don't care if people see me as someone that's above them or Stacy this or Stacy that. Like, I'm just regular old me in my mind, but I still want to make you smile and do a good job. That's always at the center of what I'm trying to, communicate to the world around me.
Yeah, you're a pretty positive person. I don't think you'd ever go evil unless something like really drastic happened.
Yeah, but I read a lot of philosophy, and one of the things I've learned is good and bad comes down to circumstance, and who you are shouldn't change because of certain circumstances, but you can't negate that there are certain circumstances where it has to. And yeah, it's very interesting. If you're looking for a good book to read on that, it's called The Right Thing to Do. The Right Thing to Do is a really great book. Yeah, it's very deep. Sometimes I'll just read like a paragraph and I'll have to stop because I just need to think about what the fuck I just read. There is a show on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it. I just finished the whole season of it. It's called The Good Place. Have you seen that one?
Nope, never even heard about it.
I think you should check that one out. It has about 3 to 4 seasons. And I thought philosophically, the human experience, I thought it was extremely interesting.
I watch TV now. Like, I just want something nice, easy, light, and simple. And like, think too deeply. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this one is more structured around humor, though. So it has a very kind of, it's about a girl that dies and goes to the good place. And she's not supposed to be in the good place. She's supposed to be in the bad place. And so that's really all I can tell you about it. But the good place has yogurt and this and that. And everything is just like really like, if that's the good place, I think it would be kind of annoying a little bit. But there's a lot of twists and turns in this story. It's super cute to watch and funny. It's not that serious. But it's not serious, but it's serious.
Okay, I can dig that one. I'll check it out.
You better watch. If I like it, you'll like it, I think.
Have you seen The New Girl by any chance?
I watched a bunch of The New Girl, and then didn't they switch the girl out for like a limited time? And then I got a little bored. I'm getting ready to start watching Don't Fuck with Cats, which is based on I don't know exactly, but it's like the Reddit people found a murder or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty fucked up. I heard about it through some of the podcasts that I watch, Fighter and the Kid and King of the Sting.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to watch that one, so my internet's been super choppy, so whatever, it's been hating on me. But I imagine there's so many people on the internet right now that it's just overloaded. The system's overloaded.
No, actually, I haven't really seen any slowdown of the internet, like, at all. I know that people have issues with some of the school sites and especially unemployment websites, stuff like that. So, no, I just have not seen any, like, massive slowdowns of the internet. And I'm on it all the time.
Yeah, it might just be my Sprint, you know. I don't know. I'm with Sprint, so I know it's different. I know depending where you live, you get better connections and yada yada. I'm laughing right now because as I'm trying to record this, I've had 50 people calling in. So, all right, let's try it again. But so I came across something online and I thought it was really interesting. And it was something that was in the center of my mind too, especially with the way our financial system, the way our financials are right now, and a lot of people being out of work. So that's hurting a little bit, and we don't know where money's coming in necessarily. So should our gyms be charging us? If the facility is closed and we're not able to go to the gym, you know, the services aren't rendered, should they be able to charge us, you know? And you had a different opinion on that than I did. So let's hear yours.
Yeah, I think they should charge still, but maybe like a discounted rate or something. I go to Anytime Fitness over here on Central in St. Petersburg, and you know it's a great gym. I like it. But like, what happens if everyone stops paying and they close down completely or something like that?
But you're also not paying any employees. It would be different if they would say, you know, we're going to pay our employees.
But yeah, they still got to pay some overhead, you know, lights and rent and all that stuff too. So that does add up.
I do understand that aspect, but if you're not, this is also, I looked it up last night to see what potentially their profit is, and they were like, in 2014, some article came out like the most richest, you know, and within the fitness industry or whatever, and Anytime Fitness in like 2011, they reportedly made like 524 million. So I just feel like if it's a smaller gym and you want to support your smaller gym and you're probably really good friends with the people, yeah, they still have bills too. But in my opinion, I spend over $40 to go to the gym, and they want to charge me for additional fees and different costs for things that I'm not able to experience. If I bring my son and he wants to play basketball, he's got to pay $10, you know? So if they're charging for all these extra things, to be able to lay in the tanning bed, to be able to do this, if I'm not able to experience that and the services isn't rendered, I don't think I should have to pay for it.
Oh, okay. So they're already making like extra off you for no reason. So yeah, they could probably be okay with just
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can dig that. And there's a gym around here. Shout out to Pack Animal Fitness. It's run by my buddy Matt, and he spent last couple years growing it, and you know now it's going to be pretty shitty for him to have to shut down for a while. And I mean, we got to support them. I mean, it's a small business, so we got to support them. Otherwise, they might not be around for much longer. You know?
Yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity right now to stand with the people. You know, it's hurting the people. I know it's hurting the businesses too, but it's really hurting the people that make your business what it is. I think this is a really good opportunity to show some solidarity with us, you know, to experience what we're experiencing as well. You know, there was a guy in New York that printed something out and told all of his tenants not to worry about, you know, rent. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's a good one. See, some people are getting like the whole not having to pay rent thing, but I've got a landlord and he lives off the income that I make as well as a regular job. I wonder how that works. Like if I couldn't have the money to pay it, which I'm okay right now because I'm still working, but like how would that work if they're like, okay, so you can't pay him, so you get a break, but like how does he get his money?
Right. Well, as far as like my bank goes, any particular loans that I have, which my car is through them, my credit card. So they actually sent me a message. I want to say it was a little bit it was a little bit closer to the end of the month, and they said, we want you to know that we went ahead and put all of your accounts into deferment for the next 60 days.
So what are they doing? Just putting it like on the back end of the loan? Just giving you like 2 extra months or something?
Yeah, it just puts an extra 2 months on everything so that you can relax and, you know, and focus on the other aspects. But I don't know if everyone else's banks have done that.
And that's rough. So you like pay the bank for your house? Is that how you're doing it?
Just car payment. I have a loan through them, and I also have a credit card. So it put all that into deferment for 60 days.
I was just debating about the whole like landlord thing. Like he's a good friend of mine, and he relies like on my income.
I think that's a different circumstance. Like like, not across the board do I feel like everything should be paid for, blah, 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 you know, whatever. But I think that's just, you know, as we were talking about earlier, like something that's a different circumstance, and that is a little bit different. You're still living in your home. But if I'm paying for some sort of service, like Anytime Fitness, I think it was, which gym was it? One of these gyms, it was either 24-hour or Anytime Fitness. They all friggin' sound the damn same. But one of them got a lot of backlash because it wasn't, I think they weren't allowing their customers to cancel their gym. They're not taking their phone calls or nothing. They're just referring them to a recorded message. And so they're getting quite a bit of backlash for that. So is it worth hurting your image? You know? I never feel like money is more important than people, than their well-being. But I know that we need money to make it work. So it's like, how can we work together? Yeah, we're pretty much an hour in now. So you want to close it out?
Yeah, let's go ahead and close it out.
So I want to thank everyone for joining in. We do have Facebook fan pages that we're working on. It might be up already if you want to check it out. We do have a Facebook group. We'd love for you to give us a follow on all these things. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you can turn the notification bell on, and let us know in the comments if there's any particular topics that you want us to discuss. I like hearing other people's opinions. It's okay if yours differs from mine, but I like to give myself that freedom of choice. You don't have to try to convince me of anything. I'm going to think and do what I want to do.
So I just wanted to bring up that the past couple of episodes, this one and the last one, they've been kind of serious. And it's because we've been trying to help people out who've had, you know, they're having issues psychologically, mentally, emotionally, just with this whole damn coronavirus quarantine thing. But we'll be bringing more entertainment to you guys, some more funny stuff too, you know, lighthearted things, and a lot more topics, so stay tuned, okay?
All right, thanks everyone for watching.
All right, see you guys later. Goodbye, have a good day.
Have a good day, bye.